Hi everybody, Sanbonani. Welcome to Reality Buzz TV. So listen, you guys. Finally, we did get the reunion of the Mommy Club season 2. It's a lot, you guys. I see why they did 3 parts of the reunion because I think that the part 1 started very slow. Okay, and I do feel like, you guys, that they could have made just 2 parts, because if it's 3 parts, a lot of the times you have like bigger expectations of what the third part is going to give you, and sometimes it doesn't deliver. So I feel like part 1, if they had edited it differently, it could have they could have just had 2 parts of the reunion, but because they decided to keep that part at the beginning where it was really really slow and it wasn't so interesting, because I think the ladies as well, they have a new host this reunion. It's almost like they were waiting for her to be like, okay, it's a different person, what's going on. Like in the beginning, if you watch the reunion, there are times where Umtombi was like, okay, so Mrs. Sande, and then it's a little bit quiet. And then happy, okay, let me go to Ratile. Ratile, what do you think about that? Okay, and then this person. So it wasn't like an ongoing conversation. So in the beginning, you guys, I don't want to lie, I was a little bit worried about how this reunion was going to go. I wasn't sure about our host, but I think that towards the end of part 1, I was like, okay, I see how she is trying to do this. Okay, I like the fact that she's taking time to talk about is an issue, and she doesn't move on easily from one issue. That way people can take accountability and people can apologize when they where they need to. And also, you guys, if people want to make up and say, listen, let's move on and let's leave this behind us, then it works if you just don't move on as quick. So quite honestly, you guys, I'm okay with Dombi. I'm okay with Dombi, even though I had moments in the beginning where I wasn't sure. So I think she's doing okay as a host. She's not the most the best host we've had, but she's doing okay at the reunion. If they bring her back, I wouldn't mind, you guys. On this video, you guys, because there's so many things that were discussed on the first part and also the second part, because we already have first part and second part. I just want to talk about what happened with Mrs. Sande. If you were watching my reviews, you know that they did introduce Mrs. Sande, and then a few episodes after she was introduced, I was like, listen, I'm even forgetting that Mrs. Sande is part of the cast. And I don't know, you guys, I don't know if this is working. I felt like she was boring, you guys, but I did feel like there's something going on with her, especially after that trip that they took the weekend away, and then she suddenly had to leave because she was sick. But it was almost like she was saying she's sick, and then at the time she was saying her child was sick, and I was like, definitely it's not because she was sick. There was something going on with Mrs. Sande, but I didn't know that it was because she was dealing with depression and anxiety and all of that. At this point, you guys, I kind of feel like I wanted Mrs. Sande to get another season, because I feel like she deserves a chance to just do a season different, because I don't feel like she was herself the first season. I feel like in her mind she knew she was shooting a show, and she was trying to give us something, instead of just being herself like Nozipo was. So I was feeling like, even though she didn't give us much in this season, but if she gets another season, I don't mind. But after she really spoke about her struggle with anxiety and depression, and she was having a panic attack at the reunion, I was like, I don't know if this is the a show for her to do, you guys. And listen, if she had to come back next season, then in our mind, at the back of our minds, we know now that she's somebody that struggles with that a lot, and you don't want to be that person that says something on a video and she sees it, and then she's not doing so well with her mental health. So I kind of feel like maybe this is not a platform. Reality TV is very heavy, and they deal with a lot. We talk about everything. We talk about how you look, your clothes, your family, your husband, honey. Okay. If your husband is wearing isutekcobezelayo, and then so I don't know if this is a show for her to do the reality show. That's just how I'm feeling right now, because then it means that because she's not dealing with it so well when she's being held accountable, then people have to walk on eggshells around her if she does the show, because now people know that she's dealing with a lot. So I don't know, you guys. First, it was a Mrs. Sande versus Mrs. Mobs situation, because what had happened during the season is that Mrs. Mobs had chosen Mrs. Sande to be the one that she would share the whole thing about her going through some financial problems with her husband. She shared it with Mrs. Sande. And of course, the other ladies had questions as to why she decided to share it with Mrs. Sande. Is because she trusted Mrs. Sande so much, or is it because she was trying to address things that had been said about her and her husband online through Mrs. Sande? Okay, I felt like, you guys, she was trying to address us, when she was sitting with Mrs. Sande, because of course we had done videos when her house was almost auctioned. She was trying to address that situation. And I think that she felt that she did not want to talk about to the other ladies, because already they are having conflict with each other. She wanted to talk about to somebody that will not be so neutral, when it comes to will be neutral when it comes to that situation, because they don't have anything personal against each other. And if she talks to Happy, people were already talking about Happy kissing her behind a lot. And since they say that Mrs. Mops with Happy do spend time outside of the show, maybe there is a conversation that they had already had. And so I get why Mrs. Mops chose Mrs. Sande. And I do think that it was for her to address what we had said online about the situation of her almost losing her house. However, you guys, I did feel like it was an opportunity for Mrs. Sande to show everybody how she's going to do friendships on a reality show. It was an opportunity for her to be like, okay, at the back of her mind, she could have been like, okay, this one is addressing the internet with this one. But let me just show her that I can be a good friend. Had she held on to that information, kept it private just for her, and for the rest of the ladies to only see that on TV, then Mrs. Mobs would have had a chance to think, okay, maybe Mrs. Sande is a trustworthy friend. Okay, she is able to keep a secret, even though it's already on national TV. It's not really a secret. So I feel like she messed up there, you guys, by going and talking about the very same issue that Mrs. Mobs had spoken to her about, and spoke about that with Nunurai and Ratile. And she already knew that Ratile and Nunurai didn't really get along with Mrs. Sande, Mrs. Mobs. So you already you've spoken to Mrs. Mobs. She has shared something that is personal to her. You go and share it with people that don't really like her or care about her that much. Okay, so that was the first issue that she had to address and maybe possibly take accountability for. She apologized, you guys. Here's the thing: at the reunion, you guys, of course we expect that we are going to get apologies, and people are going to clarify certain situations. But when they bring up an issue and you just apologize, it doesn't work for the reunion. Okay, because at the reunion we want you to talk things over, like, okay, what happened, what made you think that it was okay for you to speak to Mrs. Mobs and take that very thing that she told you and go speak to Nunurai and Ratsile. You need to elaborate and make us understand a little bit more about why you did that. And she wasn't doing that. She just said she apologizes. She did not mean it. She did not mean to gossip, and she doesn't know what came over her. Even Dombi felt a need to be shady in that moment, because Dombi's like, okay, so I guess we can take it that you were possessed. Because she said, I don't know what came over me. I don't know what possessed me to do that. That was the first issue, you guys, that she had to address. Okay. The second one, you guys, it was the comment that she had made about Miss Manche's clothes. Because remember, Miss Manche did the fashion show, and Mrs. Sande was talking about how the clothes were not looking so good and all of that. Then, when she's supposed to clarify that situation as well, she says, no, I wasn't talking about the clothes that were on the fashion show. I was talking about the gifts that we received, which was I guess they got like gift bags at the event, and whatever it is that was on a gift bag, she felt like it wasn't good quality. Okay, and that was the issue that she was supposed to address as well, you guys. Happy felt like she expressed what she felt like Mrs. Sande was influenced. And it was obvious, you guys, because for some reason when she came on with an attitude that she did not, it almost felt like she did not like Mrs. Mobs and she did not like Happy. But she, they hadn't done anything to her. They hadn't even spent enough time with her for her to have a problem with them. So it was like, yeah, it looked like, okay, they must have had conversations with Ratile, and maybe since Ratile really is the one that brought her on the show, maybe that is why she felt some kind of loyalty towards her. So she had said Mrs. Mancher's clothes look very, very cheap, but then she changes and said it wasn't about the clothes, it was about the goodie bag or the gift bag that they got. I kind of don't believe it, you guys. I don't want to lie. I don't believe that it was about. I think she's changing a story now so that it's not as bad as it was when we actually listened to her just after attending this woman's fashion show. You are saying that about her clothes. It doesn't look good on Mrs. Sande to say that, because these women will be out here talking about how they support each other, the sisterhood this, the sisterhood that, and then when a person does something for their business on the show, they're the first ones to criticize. Okay. Now, you guys, the another issue that she had to address. Remember that Mrs. Sande did call Happy an uneducated woman. Okay, I don't know where education came in. Okay, I don't know if they were supposed to submit certificates, and she went and checked them with the SAQA, and they found out there's no SAQA accreditation. But for some reason, she had mentioned that Happy was not behaving like an educated woman. So all of those things, you guys, were things that she was supposed to address, and she was trying to get away with being at the reunion, but not going deep into confronting some of the things that she had said on the show. It even got to a point where even Nozipo was like, "Listen, Mrs. Sande, you need to." Take some accountability. People are not satisfied with your explanation. Jumping to apologizing without getting into why you did what you did, what was going on that time, so people can understand better. It's not really going to work for you. Okay. This is where she gets emotional, you guys. Okay. Because what Nozipo initially was explaining was Angithi Uhappy is saying that she feels that Mrs. Sande was influenced by Ratile to not like Happy and Mrs. Mobs. Now, Nozipo is saying, I don't believe that that is true because I am friends with Ratile and I am friends with Happy. But Ratila has never spoken badly about Happy. She has never tried to make me hate Happy. So I don't believe that. Why would she do that with Mrs. Sande but not do that with me? Which is a good point, because why would she choose not to do it with Nozipo? And it also might be the fact that maybe she already knew that Nozipo was close to Happy, and so it wasn't going to be as easy to influence her to hate or Happy. So, and then again, it got to a point where Nozipo was like, listen, girl, you just need to own your stuff. Okay, I was shocked that that came from Nozipo, because I'm like, girl, I hope that when the when the segment comes for you to own your stuff, you are going to own your stuff to you guys. So when she's being asked to explain, you guys, and then she gets emotional because they were talking about how she came on to do the show. Apparently, you guys, she wasn't like a random castaway. Producers were seeking her, were looking for somebody and found her, and then they put her on the show. She was the one that was seeking the show. So she had spoken to somebody who knew Ratile, got in contact with Ratile, and she's like, girl, we need to, I want to be on the show. Ratile was like, okay, we'll see what we can do. Okay. Now, you guys, listen. When she was asked how they met with Ratile, she said, I would let Ratile answer that, okay? I think she wanted to be safe in that way because we all know that Ratile does lie, okay? So now she wasn't sure that if she tells the truth as to how they met, that is going to be the same that Ratile would have told if she was the one that explained how they met. That is how I interpreted that. That's why she gave Ratile an opportunity to tell how they met, so that whatever she says, she can agree with that, because we know Ratile lied. If you want an example, she told us that Barbara had quit her job to start her business, but there's no business to be seen even to this day. So we do know that Ratile lies, okay? So with somebody like that, if you like them and you don't want them to be exposed in their lie, you are going to give them an opportunity to explain a situation, so that whatever they say, you can say, yeah, that is what happened, okay? Now, you guys, Nozipa is saying that she said that Mrs. Sande was a fan of Ratile, okay? Which Mrs. Sande was not happy about. I think the reason that Nozipo said that, she was trying to explain a thing of, obviously, Mrs. Sande was watching the show before she came on the show. And by the time she came on the show, she already had people that she liked and people that she didn't like. And most possibly, she liked Ratile more than she liked Mrs. Mobs and Happy. And so when she came to the show, she came having certain feelings because she had watched the show, because she was Ratile's fan, okay? Listen, if she had watched the show and liked Ratile more than she liked Mrs. Mobs and Happy, I feel like that is being a fan, because you are not part of the show yet. You are a fan at that point, okay? I am a fan of the show because I'm not friends with these women. I watch them on TV and I like some of them I don't like. So I am a fan. I'm watching, I'm a viewer, I'm a fan of some of them. So I feel like Nozipo didn't really say something wrong there. But at the same time, I see why Mrs. Sande was like, no, but it's not like I'm a fan of Ratile, I am her friend, okay? It's just that she was the one that I was directed to when I wanted to speak to somebody that was already on the show. So she gets emotional, you guys, because she's trying to explain that she's being asked why she got on the show. Why did she want to be on the show so much? Because there is a lot, you're looking around for somebody that is associated with the show. You find Ratile, for Ratile to link you maybe with the producer so that you can be on the show. Then she gets emotional there, you guys. She starts getting like a panic attack and she can't speak and she can't do anything. But she was trying to explain that for the past 3 years, she had been dealing with depression, severe depression and anxiety, and she was diagnosed with it. So she spent a lot of time in the house. She was looking for something that was going to make her or help her to get out of the house a little bit more. And maybe it wasn't the right platform for her to do it on the Mommy Club, but she had decided that that's what she was going to do. And she says that when you suffer from depression and anxiety, sometimes you behave in a way that is not correct, but it's hard for you to go back now and correct that. So she, honestly, you guys, I feel like Mrs. Sande did say some shady things and she did do wrong things, but I didn't feel like it was worse than any of the things that these other women have done on the show. So I feel like in her mind, she's making it worse than it actually is. And I feel like the fact that Untombi also went through a few of the comments that come from online, and all of them were negative. People were saying that they are bored by Mrs. Sande. They don't really want to see her on the screen. She must be moved from the scene. Moving from that and then being asked, why exactly did you want to be on the show? And everybody's finding out that you were so obsessed with the show that you were seeking somebody to actually link you with the show. It became too much for her at that point, okay? And I'm sure you guys, there are people that liked Mrs. Sande and there are people that didn't like Mrs. Sande, but the fact that they went through comments, and mostly it was comments that were negative about her being on the show, in her head, I think she was overthinking about it and she made it bigger than it actually was. That, obviously people don't like me on the show, and then it became bigger, and that's what led to her ending up getting a panic attack, you guys. That, with the fact that when she comes on, as much as the rest of them, when they were being asked before the reunion how they feel about the reunion, she was the one that said, listen, I get along with everybody. I know there are things I did that were shady, but I get along with everybody. So I definitely don't think that she understood that she was going to be held accountable as much as she was held accountable. And I feel like that is what the panic attack was all about, you guys. She ends up having to stand up and walk away from the reunion. I don't know if she's walking away for good, Or you guys, she is walking away, but then she will come back. But I'm hoping that she will be able to come back. Then you guys, Ratile umngani your friend, when we say that she's fake, you guys get mad in the comment section. While, because for some time, Mrs. Sande was sitting on her chair, she's crying, she's trying to get the words out. The words are not coming out because I think it took time even for the crew to see with no man she's having a panic attack. She's trying to speak, she can't speak. She's trying to explain, she can't explain. Everybody's getting emotional. Even Tombi had to stand up from her chair and go give her a hug and check if she's okay. Mrs. Mobs was also trying to make sure that she's breathing and all of that. And guess who was sitting on her chair, not even moving? Her friend, her best friend, Ratile. Okay? Ratile didn't even, I move, to the edge of the seat to pretend that you were about to stand up. Even when she was walking out to Mrs. Sande, Ratila didn't follow her. I hope she saw that. Okay, who is your friend right now? Instead, Ratila was sitting there, like everybody was saying, you know what, don't cry and whatever. Ratila is sitting there and saying, even me, I'm crying. Guys, your friend is having a panic attack over there. She's struggling to get her words out. If anything, you should be, as a friend, you should be the one to say, no, hold on, guys, something is going on with this person. Because if you are any friends, you would know that there is something that she struggles with. Okay? But she was sitting there, even I am teary. Even I am crying. Almost like, why are you paying attention to her? And even I am crying here. I was like, what kind of a friend is this? Even me. And why are you crying? You should be standing up and go and give your friend a hug. You don't have to stand up and go give Ujabrile a hug. At least Mrs. Mops was trying to make sure that she's wiping her tears and all of that. But Ujabrile was like, even me, I'm crying. Anyway, you guys, so she ends up walking out of the reunion. I don't know, you guys. I think she has to decide if really the reality show is a place for her, because a reality show comes with a lot, and we're not going to be kind doing those reviews. We're not going to be kind talking about the things that she gets up to, and we are not going to help her mental health at all. We don't do that when we review these shows. So she really has to think about whether being on a reality show is a platform for her. I think that it is sad because she could get a chance to share her journey in terms of what she goes through when she's going through these anxiety attacks and all of that, but maybe in another platform, okay? But reality TV shows, reality TV shows, you go for counseling, you go and see a psychologist, and you talk about the most personal experiences in your life, and we come here and talk about them for gossip. That's what we do when it comes to reality TV shows. So I don't know, it's up to you. You want to do that, or do you want to find another platform to be able to share that journey? But if you're going to share it here on a reality show, that is how it's going to be treated. Not only are we going to talk about it, but even the cast, they will just listen to you being vulnerable and opening up, and then one day when they are fighting you, they are going to throw that back at you in the meanest of ways. So it really is up to her whether she continues with the show. I don't think that it's a good idea. I was hoping that she will get another chance to redeem herself, but maybe this is a show with where she gets no redemption. She might just be a one-hit wonder when it comes to the Mommy Club. Anyway, you guys, that's all that I wanted to talk about on this video, the part of the reunion. Please like the video before Pumegona. Share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Nginithanda kakhulu.